This is a really interesting stream and first video on NightLights Inc. part. It is a FreeAdviceGuy x NightLights Inc. video. We will be reacting to 8 different songs today by 8 different artists. FreeAdviceGuy has his own channel and he live streams pretty much every single day. He gives free financial advice for anybody wondering, so I always suggest people go check out his content. It's really awesome. But from there, we will get to go on everything. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Way Out, and today we are reacting to EyeRap for the very first song. This looks like it's going to be the Low Orbit Theory freestyle. Really interesting. I believe that he also happened to produce this track, not just vocalize it. So, let's get started, shall we? Let me know what you think, FreeAdviceGuy.
I'm not sure if anybody else gonna jump on this bitch with me, so I just went ahead and created a couple sections. I'm gonna go first. 3-dimensional.
Okay, I like
I like this vinyl picture he has. It's really cool.
Colorful and fucking shit, smell like the jungle. I do my jugs at home, that way if I fail, it wasn't a fumble. And if cops discover guns and drugs, that's a bundle. Hey, that's gonna throw me in the cell block, but it's really like the bubble. Like you can see out like the firmament, we all living up under. No contact to the outside world. Everything we got come from the trees, we some outside.
Man, they are going off. I believe this is what, old school hip hop style.
One of the things that rap music is missing is patience. Next up, get on that shit. Next up, bro.
Yeah, this reminds me of, I think his name's Bun B.
Yeah. EyeRap always has some really interesting content coming out. I believe he only does this old school hip hop style.
Represent the same city and state that Nelly did. Where haters air you out your skeleton on television. It's hard to tell if you was a fella or a bitch.
This is mixed really well.
Made him wet cement, limp like limbs of a jellyfish. Invaders them.
Agreed.
ST Alien. The only chick I'd pay to see rap would be Missy Elliott. The rest of them ditzy bitches irrelevant. Lizzo looking like a tipsy elephant. Bullets don't kiss and tell. 3D print on that next level shit. Now I'm back to rapping like
I like that the vocals are at least equal with the music.
Right. I like the fact that they kept the same level of volume between the two different artists. It's really nice. That was interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think he has like a old school style.
Yeah. That beat was really interesting with that style of hip hop for sure. It was really interesting to hear the work he did with some of the reverb on the first artist's voice. That was really spectacular work with the reverb. You don't really hear reverb being used too often like that within old school hip hop. An 8 out of 10. Like that was spectacular.
But yeah, I would I'd probably put that up there in the 7 or 8. That's actually a song I don't know these people, and I'm generally pro playlist of mine. But the way that beat flowed, the way his music or his voice went over the music, I thought that was a great pairing. The guest star was also good. A lot of the music that you hear from independents, either the music is too high or it's too low, but I thought they blended that really well together. And
yeah, I agree.
Really liked. I don't know. I call that a dirty bass line, but I don't know if it is a dirty bass line.
Yeah, that was really spectacular for sure. All right, so next up on our list we have B Dream. Song is Lonely Soul. His channel is Dream888. Mind you, I've personally heard this artist in the past. One other song, spectacular track. I'm looking forward to this one. I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to this one. But let's get started and let me know what you think.
Just I'm alone, so everybody question my mood. Dreaming about fiction.
Wow.
I'm special. I'm alone, so everybody question my mood. Dreaming about fiction.
This is a vibe. Oh, that switch up though.
Ticking on my pillow, going to the gym and I had to be my hero. Call me to get away, love is a better way. Down when you're fed away, cry when you're fed to say. Thing let your heart you then hard, but you learn to say. I just have my soul, my life, my heart. I just have, I'm alone, so everybody question my mood. Dreaming about fiction, cause I'm not special. I'm alone, so everybody question my mood. Dreaming about fiction, cause I'm not special. Love made me what he made me, not so many understand me. I ain't telling them my story, not so many understand me. I believe in Miami, not so many call me on me. I tried to cop a daddy, but I wasn't into many.
Interesting.
But I just have my soul, my life, my heart. My heart is broken. I just
Wow. That was a really good song. I was not disappointed by that at all. What do you think?
Yeah, that
I really liked
was a great banger. I think it had a great beat.
Yeah, for sure, a great beat. I personally liked the astral effects he did on his voice later on towards the end of the song, and that voice correction in the middle that he did to go from astral to normal mic. That was really interesting. I actually really enjoyed that. Really good song composition. Really good song composition.
Yeah, if I were to give, I don't know if I'd call it a knock, but there was it felt like a lot of chorus, where if he would have played like a almost like he was gonna play the chorus, but instead he went back into a verse. But that would be my only knock. I thought his voice sounded great. I like the flow of his words, and yeah, the beat was great.
Yeah. The only thing I would have to say about this is like maybe a little bit. Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe a little bit less chorusy. Towards the middle section, or towards the end section there. Sorry. And I feel like it would have really come out to be like a 10 out of 10. So this next song is Mixed Emotions by CSO. He is an artist with NightLights Inc. And this is his latest track he did release with us. It is on the new album, and I think that he did pretty good. Especially for it being his very first track ever with us. So, just let me know what you think, and we'll go over it as we go through.
How long has he been making music? How long has he been making music before he was with you guys?
From what I'm aware, his channel is about 5 years old before he joined NightLights. So, give or take around 5 years.
Okay.
All right.
Let's hear.
Supposed to focus with all these mixed emotions. She said she love me, but I know she don't. If so, then why she going? 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 And get it inside of my brain and storming. And yeah, her loving me has grown dormant. Please don't forget about your appointment with a psychiatrist. Where's your boyfriend? Sad, cause today he was getting annoying. And got staring at him like he disappointed. I wonder what on earth could he be doing? All these things demons making heavenly music. People that roam the earth today are stupid and ruthless. Take a look around, all their wrongdoing. How am I supposed to focus with all these mixed emotions? She said she love me, but I know she don't. If so, then why she going? 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 Then get inside of my brain and storming. And yeah, her loving me has grown dormant.
Alright, let's pause there real quick.
Heard.
Alright, so one, I absolutely love the, I don't know what it's called, but when you're rapping faster than the beat, reminiscent of, I don't know, for my generation, that's what Eminem does, right? His voice is faster than the beat, which almost makes it part of the music at the same time, the way it connects together and all that. So that was pretty awesome. The auto-tune, I'd like to hear this guy without auto-tune. I'm personally, I don't dislike auto-tune, but because I know it's not their real voice, I feel like it takes away some of the emotion of it, even though an auto-tune kind of gives it a specific emotion, and maybe that's what he's going for. I'd still like to hear his actual voice on the track.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. As a sound engineer myself, I actually personally really don't like autotune. It makes it much more difficult to mix tracks, but also I find that when tracks are fully mixed and mastered with autotune, it kind of holds back the artist, as they're not learning how to mix as good as autotune can mix, right? And that's my problem with autotune. Separate from that, with this song, I really like. I feel like I'm getting like Lil Yachty vibes almost. From this track, like almost Lil Yachty vibes. Yeah. And it's really interesting. I like it. It's kind of like a 2015 vibe to it, and honestly, that kind of mixes well with his auto-tune, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it reminds me of 808s.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dio? We're doing a music review right now. So we have 8 tracks. This is track 3. We are listening to all 8 of these tracks, and we're giving some reviews. So if you hear the music and you'd like to give some opinions, we might be able to include that. We're recording a video for this, and then we're going to publish the video on either the NightLights channel, or are you going to publish it somewhere else?
We now have a new channel, NightLights Talk Show.
That one that you sent me the info for last week?
Yep.
Before that?
Yep.
Okay.
Can be found anywhere by NightLights Talk Show, NightLights Inc, or NightLights Gaming. Same company.
All right. Well, all right, let's do it. All right, so I didn't realize this was only 1:20. Otherwise, I would have just kept quiet for the last 16 seconds. But let's go ahead and finish the track.
Okay, heard.
Maybe I'm along inside the forest. Maybe I'm just not that important. I took a look outside, heard the thunder roar. There's so many bodies dropping, it's unfortunate. I'm worried with a glorious sickness and lunacy.
I loved
right,
that,
so
like,
I made a mistake.
I love that, like, background vocal he did behind his normal vocals. That was amazing.
The layering on that, yeah, that sounded great. And I said 808s mistakenly. Yo, what's up, Crush? But I said 808s mistakenly. This is definitely more like, what is it, Future? Or those dudes, That actually sounds like, I know you said 2015, but there are people still doing that stuff
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, like
That's
Lil
kind of what it
Uzi.
sounds like.
Lil Uzi Vert, I believe, still makes this specific genre of rap.
Okay. I have not heard enough Lil Uzi Vert to be able to comment for sure on that, but all right.
All right, so this next song.
What other commentary you want on it? Okay.
This next song is.
What is?
What's up?
Someone asked, is that Plug-in B?
Plug-in B.
Plug-in B, hyperpop type ish. I'm not sure. What do you say there?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I would probably say so with Yeah. That was a good way of summing up that specific mix style. Yeah. So how did you overall feel about the tracks that we listened to today? Were they all really good? Were some of them a tad bit off and used some work? What do you think there?
I don't know if I'd call them off, right? And who am I to say this? But it felt like a little tweak here and there. I think it was the first or second song was like a complete song. It was good the way it is. Didn't need to be touched. Every other song could have like a tweak to it, whether it's the vocals being up a little bit, or maybe add a verse or something like that. But I'm just me, right? There are probably people who hear some of the stuff that we heard, and it's exactly what they're looking for. So this is just me talking. I liked everything we listened to, even though personally I'd love to see a tweak here and there to these tracks. Yeah,
I can agree with that. I think the overall consensus here is all of these songs here were really great, and great potential behind all of these artists. Some little tweaks here and there in some of your songs, and I think that like it would have been freaking perfect without any question.
I think the other thing too, meeting you and listening to this music, I think it's incredibly brave that these people are going for it. Yeah. They are putting out music, right? I'd like to think this is their heart being laid down to a track. So even though I would say my preference would be a tweak here and there, if this is what their heart is feeling, then they just need to somehow get their music in front of the people who feel the same, right? If they feel that way laying the track, there's going to be people who feel that way listening, and they just need to find that audience. And I think the work that all of these guys have done is incredible. Yeah.
I know personally some of these artists, they quit a normal 9 to 5 to follow their career and passion within music. So it's really, really honestly amazing to see some of them, all of these guys, honestly, progress and get further and further into music and follow their passion in hopes that one day maybe their passion will pay all their bills. And I think that's spectacular and honorable as artists.
Agreed. Now I'm going to step into my free advice guy shoes if I can.
Go ahead.
As an artist or anybody with a passion project, the best way to generally attack your passion project is actually outside of your 9 to 5. Keep paying your bills, but then you essentially have another 40 hours you're going to throw at this. So you're working 80 hours a week. Music is one job. The other thing pays the bills, just from a money standpoint, because nothing will kill your dream faster than not having the money to fund it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You may want to throw every minute that you have at it, but once you run out of money, that dream essentially dies. And you hear this a lot from musicians and artists that once the money dried up, they had to quit. They went back to work. So I would maybe delay quitting the 9 to 5 until you have enough reserves that you can go for years pursuing this dream. And if you haven't made it by then, maybe it's time to throw in the towel. But give yourself a real shot by making sure you have the money saved up, or an income coming in because you're still working while doing the music.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, the most important aspect of music, right, is try, right? Your passion. It's the most important thing that both listeners, sound engineers, producers, even artists look forward to within your music is your passion, right? And when you go to work and you work a normal 9 to 5, right? It's boring. It's lame. We all get it. Nobody wants to work one. But when you get off and you can make this music and you're proud of yourself after the track releases, especially after work, like for instance, Spazin Records owner Shadow the Pharaoh, I actually happen to know him in person. That dude works like 60 hours a week. He still runs his record label and still makes music on top of that. It's difficult, yeah. It's frustrating and annoying, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it, especially once your music starts getting views. It feels like everything that you did starts to pay off at that point.
Absolutely. But hey, man, I appreciate you bringing me in on this, and I'm looking forward to doing this more in the future. I hope these videos that you and I are making, one, helps the artist, but two, gets more eyes and ears on these artists, and we can help spread the word for them.
I agree. Any kind of support at all, even just listening to their music, is going to help these artists in the long run, especially when they do work and follow their passion. It's even more difficult to promote yourself because you don't necessarily have all that time. So yeah, I appreciate you coming out and listening to these tracks and giving your feedback most of all on these tracks. It's important for these artists as it's a learning space, right? It's a space for them to learn and grow as artists. That way they can grow their fan base more loyally and more strong. I suggest
Agreed.
everybody go out to the Free Advice Guy, both Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. Go check out his content. Thank him for coming by. We are definitely going to be doing more content with him in the future. And I know for sure that if you go into his live streams and you personally try and speak to him, he will speak back to you. And if you ask him financial questions, he's got your back. He's the man to go to. So definitely go check out Free Advice Guy's channel. Go ahead and go check out Fallen Underground Music Group's channel and Spazin Records channel as well. Without all of these guys, without all of these artists, none of this would be possible.
Appreciate you, brother. That was fun.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for coming out, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.